What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Left Behind in Konoha and Became a Genius Businessman. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. I really wanted to make a civilian Naruto story for a long time with, maybe a harem ship. We don't know. We'll see, since it's an unscripted story. Anyways, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and make sure you do leave your comments in the comment section, because most of the time I get inspiration from your comments, because that is where you post your ideas, I guess. And yeah, sometimes I even like your ideas enough to make them into stories, which is most of the time. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato on October 10th in nighttime, after the QB attack, as we go towards Konoha's hospital, where we see Minato Namikaze pacing left and right outside a room, as he looked extremely worried. He was the fourth Kage of the village and the hero who saved the village from great destruction and catastrophe known as QB no Yoko, and yet he was here worried. As sometime later the doctor opened the door and came out with a smile. "Well, good news, Okage-sama. Your kids and your wife, they're okay." As Minato sighed in relief, as he looked at Doctor, who stayed there. "Is there something else?" "Yes, Okage-sama. I think it is for the private ears. You should come inside." As Minato entered the room aside with Doctor, he saw that Kushina was looking at Naruto, hugging him closely as there were tears in her eyes. "Kushina, what is wrong with Naruto?" he said, looking at his carbon copy, a complete blend between him and Kushina, their youngest, Naruto. Unlike Menman Mito, his chakra, it's there, but he can't use it forever. A seal of a sort blocks it, and we don't know what it is. I tried to check. Even the kanjis and scripture inside of the seal, it's foreign. It has never been written or discussed before, Minato. As Minato checked, and he too found himself to be shocked. What is this? As that is when he remembered, when he used the Hakai Fuyin, the Shinigami smirk, and the Shinigami telling him, "My payment has already been taken. I do not need to take any of your souls. I just took what I seemed just excessive." And with that said, the Shinigami disappeared. As now we go to the present, after the end of the flashback. So the Shinigami took Naruto's chakra, sealing it away as the payment of the QB's sealing between Menma and Mito. As Kushina then understood. "So that is why you... Of course, that is why I survived, Kushina. I thought it might have been something else, something akin to my life years of lifespan or yours, but no, it was Naruto's chakra." As Kushina was happy that they were alive, but now she was concerned, and so was Minato, about Naruto. As after that, Doctor left, and soon in came Hiruzen Sarutobi and Kakashi Hatake, and surprisingly enough, Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sanins, and Minato's sensei. "What's up, kid? Why do you look so sad after all the bravado that you created about being the hero again?" As Hiruzen then said, "Jiraiya, something is going on here. Be serious." As Jiraiya then got getting serious, then asked Minato, "Is everything alright, kid?" "Everything is not fine, sensei. Not one bit." As he revealed everything that has happened, and about Naruto, as all of them were shocked. As Jiraiya then said, "It is sad and unfortunate, Minato, but you do remember the prophecy, right? That is why I was here." "Sensei, can it not wait?" "I'm sorry, Minato. The prophecy has already started since the kids were born." "Wait, what prophecy?" said Kakashi. "It was a prophecy, Kakashi," said Minato, "given to us by the great Toad Elder Sage. And, well, Sensei discussed it with me and Hiruzen-sama and Kushina." "I see. Can I..." "Yes, of course," said Hiruzen. "The prophecy states that a child born with immense power will be shape the very fabric of the whole shinobi world, taking it so much ahead with his hands that we can't fathom. And for him to do that, he needs to be guided properly. And we think, or Jiraiya thinks that," as Jiraiya then saw all eyes on him as he said, "It's either Menma or Mito, because the power of the QB no Yoko is at their helm, and they are already, with their parents' chakra combined, are quite strong, or will be strong if guided rightly. They have the power to shape the whole elemental nations. Kakashi. As Kakashi was left stunned and shocked, as Kushina then said, as everyone listened, "But what about Naruto? We can't just take him with us. If we do go outside, Minato, what if the man attacks again? Or what if our enemies try to find us? I know that Mito and Menma will be able to somewhat take care of themselves, but Naruto, he's a normal civilian. He could get extremely hurt or worse, killed," she said, as Minato was shaken to the core, even from imagining his son dead. As he then looked in deep thought, "Sensei, we can't leave." "But Minato, the world is at stake. The prophecy is already going on. I know that leaving Naruto here is the only option, but we can work this out. Maybe you can visit him within a week or maybe in a month or so." "Sensei, it won't work. Even with my Harishin, if we do that, it won't work. We won't be Naruto's life when we want to be. He's the most who needs us here because he's special. He doesn't have his chakra. He needs to be protected, and from our enemies and from that masked person as well." As Hiruzen then said, "I think you're forgetting about something, Kushina. Minato, you have a lot of friends here, and a lot of people who are grateful. And me as well. What are we here for? Let us do that, and you focus on the prophecy. I, as the previous Kage, vow to you that no harm shall befall on your kid and Will. If it does, we will take responsibility and try our best to protect him. We assure you, both." As both Minato and Kushina still looked uncertain, as Kakashi then said, "Hiruzen-sama is right. You don't have to worry about anything, Sensei, Kushina-san. We will do whatever it takes to protect Naruto. And I will ensure that you will get monthly reports of his health and what he is doing and how he is up to." As Jiraiya promised this, as both Minato and Kushina were swayed for a bit. As Minato said, Can you give us some time to talk? We like to talk in private." As they allowed them as they left the room, as both Kushina and Minato were now in silence, looking at Naruto and their kids. "What do you think, Kushina?" said Minato, breaking the silence. "And Uzumaki never leaves one behind. But there is no choice, is it?" As Kushina was now literally crying as tears were falling, as she hugged all her children close. "I love them all, Minato. Naruto is not a burden. He is just special because of Shinigami. Because of our greed, he had to pay, which he shouldn't have. Shinigami said that he has taken what's excessive. And if this is excessive, I would rather have sacrificed my life than to keep this excessive. I should have. There's no time for I should have or done that, Minato. We need to move forward. We should prepare. Are you saying that?" "Yes. Even though it is painful, I believe in them. Even if I have my doubts, I am ready to believe in. Just make sure they don't disappoint." I will, Kushina. If they do, we will come back and take Naruto and go somewhere away. Screw Konoha and all." As Kushina was surprised, Minato said this with a smile, as she, during crying, began to laugh, forgetting her tears. "You know you still have a knack for making me laugh, Minato." "Of course I do," he said, hugging his family close. And with a heavy heart they made their decision, leaving Naruto in Hiruzen and the village's care. But what they did not know was that their child was a genius prodigy. As time began to pass by, Naruto's reports monthly was sent to them. As Naruto reached at the age of 5, he was already able to read, write, and even say complex words. And since he was a civilian, he couldn't enter or become a shinobi. He found his true passion, as he saw merchants come and go and earn a lot of ryus while doing so. He wanted to do that. So, he came to his Jiji, his old man, who was none other than the third Hokage, who has taken over the village for the time being again. "Hey Jiji, I want to learn what those merchants do. Like, they sell stuff and trade stuff and make money. Seems like you want to become a trader, Naruto. Or a businessman. Businessman? Yes. How about I give you some books? I have some of the books from the legends of previous tycoon businessmen here. As Hiruzen got up and went inside his library and brought out some books for Naruto. As Naruto sat down near the, Hokage office on a couch, began to read his books. As the whole day would go like this for the continuous next 2 years. As Naruto at the age of 6, saving up most of his allowance that was given to him each month, was able to save enough to start his first venture. He bought a stall and bought some of the goods from merchants at cheap prices and began his work when the other merchants left. And within a month he was able to turn it into a lot more profit. He was able to turn thousands of ryus into 100,000s, as Hiruzen was honestly impressed. Well, Naruto, how much did you invest and how much did you make profit? I invested 50,000 ryus, GG, that I have been saving up for the 2 years. And the profit? I didn't thought I would make this much. 500,000 ryus. As Hiruzen's jaw dropped. Wait, what? Can I count? Here you go, GG. As Hiruzen saw the ledger that Naruto was able to learn how to make and all the other stuff, and he was honestly surprised. The kid really had a knack for business, it seemed. As he was about to tell Naruto something, the elders arrived there. Hiruzen, we need to discuss. As the elder stopped. Oh, we did not knew that young Naruto was here. Is this not a good time? No, it is. Well, Naruto, how about you leave this here and we'll discuss later, okay? You go wait outside. Okay, as Naruto went, as the door closed shut, as the elders looked at Hiruzen, who had a proud smile on his face. Why do you look so proud? Said Koharu. Yeah, what's good that happened? You see that young Naruto? He at the age of 7 has achieved something that many of us couldn't even imagine. What? As Hiruzen showed them the ledger, as the three of them, equally acquainted with the economics of the village, were quite shocked. So you mean to say he saved up 50,000 ryus at that age and invested them and turned them into a profit of 450,000 ryus? With a small venture like that, Hiruzen, that is phenomenal, said Homura, as he was the one who was the treasurer of Konoha, and him saying this meant a lot. See, told you. Hiruzen, have you been teaching that kid about, business? Well, he was quite interested in it when he was younger, so I gave him a few books to start off from. He learned a lot. That is a lot of good news, Hiruzen. Maybe we should monitor his ventures and see what he has stored in future. You know what? I'm gonna send this to his parents. They are all to know about this. Let's say, Hiruzen, keep this a secret for now on. Wait, what? What do you mean, Danzo? As Danzo had a smirk on his face. Not a sinister one, but a mischievous one that was rare. What are you up to, Danzo? A prank of a sort. I mean, isn't it Uzumaki style to greet each other with a prank? I'm in. Let's hear it. As they all sat down, as Hiruzen was now interested in their plan. As Danzo then said, so this is how it goes. We monitor and keep Naruto's endeavors close and make sure his identity is a secret. And let his parents don't know this. And if he becomes a successful one and they return, that is when we reveal this the secret and see their reactions. To be honest, it is a harmless prank and one that they will be grateful of. So why not? But what they did not expect it was Naruto's luck and range and how far he could go. As the next morning, Naruto saw an opportunity as he saw another trader come and he invested his all profit and the investment that he had, 500,000 ryus invested, and that within a month was turned into 2 million ryus, which was quite astronomical, as Homura, Koharu and Danzo and even Hiruzen was left in shock and stunned, and this was now seen by none other than Shikaku Nara, as he, being a genius, was quite shocked. Oh my god, it's always those blondes. What a drag. But still, I'm impressed. Kids pulling numbers, investing a little bit, and how is he even doing that? That's the trick. We don't know, and he says that it's a trademark secret. Whatever it is he doing, he's surely getting there. I mean, maybe we should invest. What do you think, Hiruzen? It's a gamble, said Homura, a big one, so I'm out. As Koharu then said, what could go wrong? I'm in. 100,000 ryus from me. As Danzo also submitted 500,000 ryus. And Hiruzen, having trust, submitted 1 million ryus. As now Naruto having 1.6 million ryus at his helm and 2 million of his own, invested all and bought huge amount of goods and went straight towards Land of Fire outside of his territory known as Konoha, and there he set up his shop. And let's just say 2 months he stayed there, and once he returned, he turned that into 6 to 7 million profit, earning a total revenue of 10 million ryus. As the figures were staggering, as everyone was shocked and surprised, as they were losing their minds. How is this possible? What is this kid? Whatever he touches turns to gold, said Homura, as he was literally scratching his head as the profit that the others received. As Koharu now had 1 million at her helm, and Danzo, who invested 500,000, had 2 millions, and as for Hiruzen, he had 5 million, and as for Naruto, he had the rest. As they now understood that if they could utilize Naruto's powers and invest, Naruto can become a tycoon in its own right. And now they needed more investors and knew that Naruto would be grateful if he had more. So they had a council meeting that night. As the whole council was gathered, as the elders proudly, as well as Hiruzen, was standing there with a knowing smile, as everyone was getting more tense, as Shikaku already knew where this was going to go, and he was ready to invest since he knew that the latest venture of the elders and Hokage with the kid was quite successful. Hokage-sama, said Inuichi, why are you all smiling and looking at us like that? It's not that we are creeped out or anything, but we want to know why have you called this meeting. Do you know about young Naruto, right? Minato and Kushina's boy? Said Tizumi. Of course we do. He's a normal civilian. Unfortunately, his chakra is sealed away by the Shinigami. Yes, unfortunate indeed, said Hiyashi. Well, not so unfortunate, since he's making a lot of fortunes, said Koharu. See this ledger? As a huge ledger was presented to the both sides, as both of sides' eyes were widened as their jaws dropped. You mean to say that this much profit is earned by that kid? Yes, he made us this profit as we became his investors. Basically a money-making machine if you say so, said one of the civilians. Yes, but, well, what Naruto sees as an opportunity, we invest. So, why did you call this meeting? Said Choza. Well, Choza, you still don't get it, do you? Said Shikaku. They called this meeting because they needed investors, and who better than us? We have a lot of ryus stocked up in our bank accounts, and if we invest, we can make millions. It is a dangerous gamble. As next thing they knew, Naruto was the key, and they were waiting for his next venture or opportunity that he saw. And he saw in the news, which he had made a habit of reading while eating his favorite ramen at Ichiraku's, about a mine, an abandoned mine from more than 100 years ago, going for auction for 2 million ryus. As Naruto saw this as an opportunity, a big risk that everyone warned him about, such as Tenoichi and Ayame, that it could be, well, downright nothingness. But most of the clan heads following, well, Hiruzen's gamble did invest alongside the civilians as well as the elders. And once they did, as the whole Konoha invested behind Naruto bought the mine. And soon as the excavation began, they discovered deep within huge gold mine, and not only that, minerals and other diamonds. And Konoha became the whole elemental nation's biggest supplier of these supplies, and the demand was astronomical, and the profits, let's just say trillions of ryus were swarming in. And Naruto started his own corporation. He wanted to name it the Naruto Group, but Konoha stopped him, saying that it was not good to advertise his name because he might gain enemies from different corporations who are also operating and are now jealous of his endeavors. So they decided on N.co as for his corporation, and everyone in the whole elemental nation was surprised, as the other villages were quite jealous, and so was the daimyos, because Konoha had struck a gold mine, a literal one, and in the form of this person who was behind D.co, because N.co, because that person was the mastermind behind all of this. And as for the clan heads and as well as the civilian council and the whole Konoha in general, they were sitting back and enjoying, because what they have earned was the most they have ever seen, trillions in Ryus. And Naruto, he bought himself a mansion and moved out there on the outskirts of Konoha. As now we see in a council meeting, everyone was baffled. Kage-sama, that kid is literally a genius, a business genius, said Inoichi. I mean, I could have never imagined seeing such profits. A whole 2 carts filled with Ryus arrived at my front doorstep, and when my clan council asked about it, I told them this was the profit. 10 trillion for each clan. That is the most amazing thing that has happened. The kid is a prodigy, and whoever he marries, the clan will have more power than they can imagine, because N.co is now a world-dominating corporation that is operating within Konoha, and the other world has taken notice, and they want a piece of that. So we have to ensure the kid's safety and the corporation's as well. You don't have to worry about that, Hiyashi, said Danzo. My route is still operating, and now with the funds that Naruto was able to make us with the help of profits, I will make sure that they protect our endeavors from bandits as well as they protect Naruto. Of course, the Anbus as well. So Hokage-sama, you're going to... Of course I knew the route was operating. I allowed it myself, because what we couldn't do, they did it in the dark and secret. And now they have a mission, a purpose, and that is to serve Konoha, so that Konoha can prosper. And now they waited Naruto as the leading alone CEO of the N.co and his next move. Naruto, reading some motivational books and with the elders and Hiruzen guidance, began to invest in his village. He destroyed some of the houses and built huge skyscraping buildings, in which many of the apartment families could, well, live together, and at the bottom they had commercial zones in which they could all have businesses. And soon, within a few years, as Naruto grew at the age of 13 while the others were graduating, he was a CEO who was more powerful than most of the daimyos and the whole elemental nations, if possible, as well. He has built his own dynasty and could be considered the most strongest daimyo if he wanted to. But the kid remained humble thanks to Hiruzen and the elders guiding him. And he didn't want any of that. He did not even wanted appreciation. He was doing what he done best, selflessly. As Naruto was proud as he was watching from his own tower that was standing amongst now Konoha, a global metropolis now, instead of a village that was so modern and ahead of its time that even Snow Country, which was the leading village in tech and modernization, was now jealous. As Naruto and now his other investor, which was the most Konoha's, well, shinobi sector as well as the civilian and the elders, basically both whole Konoha council was there. As Naruto at the age of 13 then said, as the CEO, I think about expanding. I mean, Konoha can earn more. How so, Naruto? How do you think that? Said Hiruzen. If we acquire a sector nearby, I mean, there is a vast land that is untapped off. We can build an industrial zone. We can grow organic food and fill in the supply chain. And not only that, near the land of waves, if we acquire the land, we can build a hub in which will be able to used as a cargo area. What do you think? A shipping cargo area, a docks, as well as industrial zone. Naruto, that is genius. That can earn us a lot and boost our economic state. But you know that those areas also have a lot of bandits, and we need a lot of manpower to handle them. Of course I know. And that is why we are going to build a new shinobi force, the high-tech shinobi force, thanks to our scientists that have been working on making sure our lives are easier. They have developed new gadgets that are still under testing. So how about a division that tests those, and with the combination of traditional chakra and modern tech, they can become the strongest division Konoha has. I think that is a good idea, said Danzo, always one for more power. As he then said, that is a huge power play, Naruto, said Homura. And let's not forget the amount of investment that will take, and it will pay us off, because our endeavors are far, and this is just the beginning, isn't it? Said Naruto with a knowing smirk, as others just chuckled, knowing that the kid is only beginning, and he has achieved so much. As Konoha went along with the plan, and the strongest tech division was born, or as it was called. As these shinobis were much more advanced and almost at par at the Genin stage up to the Anbus. And so the other divisions were also impressed, and their divisions were also created with tech divisions, Genins, Junins, Jonins, and then Anbus, all working with tech. And so, with the help of them, now Naruto moved forward and built it after acquiring a land from the Land of Fire and turned it into Konoha's industrial zone. And later on, he went to acquire Land of Waves and turned it, with the help of its people, into a global trading import-export, cargo, docks, or hub. As that earned a lot of revenue for Konoha as well. As now the Daimyo of Land of Fire was also feeling threatened by the power of N.Co, and he arrived at Konoha, demanding that the N.Co to be handed over to him, or otherwise he will pull off his, investments from Konoha, which now was hugely dwarfed by, N.Co's, investments in the village, as even Hiruzen himself could pay it like a pocket change to the Daimyo. As when Daimyo arrived, the meeting began. Hiruzen, listen to me. Tell that brat to hand over the N. Corporation to the Daimyo of the Land of Fire, or pay the price by losing my support. As everyone began to laugh. Seriously, that is the most funniest thing that I have heard from you, Daimyo-sama. Oh, you're serious, said Hiruzen. Of course I am. You know I'm not joking around, Hiruzen. I will literally do that. I will literally rip away your only source of survival. You think we need you anymore? No, even I can pay back you. And that will be at just tip change, Daimyo-sama. If anything, Naruto is more of a daimyo than you are, and he doesn't boast about it, at least. As Danzo then stood up, we as Konoha then will also pull our forces back, leaving the Land of Fire on its own, and we will become our own land. Konoha will become not a village now, but will be a now new metropolis, a city of its own, under N.Co. So, what do you say? I will never forget this. I am pulling back all my investments from Konoha. Here you go, as Hiruzen himself wrote a check, and had more millions in it as Daimyo's eyes went. And keep the change, Daimyo-sama. Please, go ahead and leave. And that was the biggest mistake Daimyo made, because after that, Naruto, as the leader of the N.Co, and his investors found another gold mine near the Land of Wind inside Kumo Gakure. So Naruto and his delegation went there and discussed meeting with A himself. So you mean to say you want to buy and acquire this land, since Konoha is going independent? But yes, it is not official yet. We will make it official after this endeavor, and we need your help. If this becomes profitable, and Kumo will also benefit from it. How can we be certain that Konoha won't stab us in the back? I am not speaking from Konoha's perspective. This is N.Co, a big corporation I'm speaking from, said Naruto. You don't have to worry about anything. We can do official alleged documents in front of the Iron Country if you want. They always have and will be the neutral ground after all. That won't be necessary. I am willing to take this gamble. And after acquiring that mine that was sealed within for what seems like thousands of years, And digging deeper and deeper after finding nothing, they found something. They found jade, and not only that, gold, diamonds, and a lot of other minerals and stuff, and earned trillions, multi-trillions in profit, as Konoha finally announced that they were now a city that was free from the daimyos and their power and course. And the only power that existed after the Hokage within, as well as the council, was now N.Co, the corporation that made it possible. And everyone was shocked by and jealous. Mainly their enemies were jealous of the prosperity and the achievements that Konoha has made. Going to a city from a village, and the village that was not pressured by the daimyo. Many villages now wanted that. And many wanted to know what was this enigma that was behind N.Co, a corporation that changed Konoha's game forever and made Kumo and themselves multi-trillions. And as for Kumo, they now allied themselves with Konoha as well. Because of their endeavor, they made sure that Kumo will get profits as well from now on, since they got a taste of it. As now we see A patting Naruto's back as Naruto was literally shaking as a party was going on. Well, kid, I always believed in you, you know. But this is something completely unexpected. As Mabui, A's assistant, then came. Yes, Naruto-sama, the figures are staggering. Multi-trillion Ryus are coming in. The whole elemental nation, it's shaken. Well, I told you that if this pays off, it will pay out big. As for Konoha, well, there was another game going on within the council. A new fight was rising. Not for overthrowing Naruto or anything, but to make sure that their daughter is the one who marries Naruto, since, well, they have become canons. Most of the girls have seen Naruto and found him charismatic, mostly Ino and Hinata, and both of them were going at it. But they were not the only ones alone, because A found out that some of his own shinobis have found out Naruto to be quite charismatic and had a crush on him, such as Yuishito and Samui. And he was already making plans to make sure that he seals the deal, because the kid was a walking gold mine, literally. As this was going on, we go towards the land of fire, as Minato and Kushina has heard and know everything that was going on, and surprisingly even Jiraiya did, and he had a shock when he found out what was going on, and has his sensei finally gone snail, as after finding out that Konoha has become a village and kicked out Daimyo after paying back his debt. Jiraiya ventured there, angry. Sensei, have you finally gone insane? Minato leaves you with a village and you just go ahead and destroy it by... Wait, why are you smiling? You should be worried. What are you gonna do? And going city? Is that even possible for us with our state? Of course, Jiraiya. And you don't have to worry about that. I paid Daimyo out of my pocket. Your pocket? Sensei, quit joking. What kind of wine are you drinking? As everyone laughed at Jiraiya. What? Well, it's all thanks to him. Yeah, he made sure that this was possible. Without him, we would have been worried about this all. What? You forgot. Konoha has N.Co, a corporation, and because of that, it is possible. Yeah, the new giant that has shook the world. So what? He can't support you alone. Actually, Jiraiya, he can. And you wanna know who's behind this all? Yeah. Well, first you gotta see what we can do now. As seeing the income of Konoha and it turning into a city and the income of N.Co alone, Jiraiya was literally passed out with a huge jaw drop. Wait, so many zeros? How is this possible? There are multi-trillions here. Well, yes, Jiraiya. We all are multi-trillionaires now since you left. And you know what? Naruto is the golden goose who's behind all of this. You mean that Minato and Kushina's son Naruto? Yes, who else? He's the one behind this all. As Jiraiya was shaken to the core and shocked. What? What is going on here? Don't tell me. Is he the same kid that went behind the name of N.Co and did all that gold mine and thing in the Kumo? Said Naruto, said Jiraiya stuttering. Yes, Jiraiya, calm down. I think you need to catch your breath and drink some water, said Hiruzen with an amused smile. As after doing so, Jiraiya literally passed out again, and once he was back up, he thought it was a dream, but it was reality. Sensei, I still can't believe it that a kid really made all of this possible. Sometimes we don't too. But yeah, it is true. That is why we kept secrets about Naruto from when he began his endeavors. Seriously, wow. I thought at 13 he might be sad that, since he's gonna find out that his family's away and they truly missed him. They thought something might have happened. Well, something did. But for good, I guess, said Jiraiya with a smile. You know what? It still is quite shocking, and I don't know how to let it sink in, but I gotta. And it will in due time. Don't worry, I won't tell them about this because their reaction is gonna be gold mine, said Jiraiya as with enthusiasm and relief he left, knowing that his village was secure. Correction. City was secure that he worked for now. As now we go back towards the end of the flashback, where we see Jiraiya chuckling to himself. Why are you so laughing about, Sensei? Nothing, kid. So, are you guys ready to leave back to Konoha? Yeah, to be honest, I'm worried about Naruto. How is he gonna react? Shh. I'm telling you, Naruto is okay with that. He understands. And he knows you guys misses him. He reads your letters. As both of the parents felt happy, but still somewhat sad, as his siblings, Menma, who wears glasses and was a genius, prodigy and a shinobi, like his father, and Mito, who was also a genius and more of a freak here, Konoichi like Kushina, was also worried. I don't know if he will accept us, or anything like that. He's an Uzumaki. He will, said Kushina. As soon as they returned, they saw that Konoha they knew was completely changed within short span of 13 years. It was like walking into a future, a way ahead future. And Konoha was no longer a village, it was a city. And they saw new types of shinobis wearing different gears. As they all greeted Minato. Hokage-sama is back. As Minato stopped and talked to that shinobi. Who might you be? Oh, I am Kenji from the tech division. We are a new addition. Similar to the traditional shinobis, we work with tech and chakra combined. Impressive. And what is this? You mean to tell me that N.Co is behind this? Yes. It is because of N.Co and the leader who is behind it that this is possible. I see. I must meet him. Of course you will. You will meet him soon, he said with a smile before disappearing in an instant, causing a shock to the family. I didn't even notice. It was faster than Hirishin. So this is what happens when you combine tech with chakra, huh? As now we see, they all arrived at the Hokage office, which was now much more modernized and advanced. As Hiruzen was sitting there, the man of the hour, or should I say people of the hour. Come in, come in. As he then called for Kakashi, who was wearing the same tech division Anbu outfit. Well, long time no see, Sensei. I'll go get Naruto, you don't have to worry about that. As Kakashi disappeared, same way as the other man did, Minato was left surprised. A lot of has changed. Why didn't you mention this, Sensei? I wanted to see your shocked faces, that's why. Just to surprise you, that's the reason. As Minato and everyone else was surprised. This is beyond anything. You old pervert, said Mito as Jiraiya's face faltered. As that is when Naruto entered. Adorned in a luxurious outfit, he arrived there. As he stood there with a smile, To-chan, Ka-chan, Mito-ne-san, Menma-ne-san, it's nice to finally meet you. He dashed towards his family and gave them a tight hug, as they were all happy to see him. And Minato and Kushina couldn't control themselves as they cried. As after an emotional reunion, the whole truth was revealed. As they were shocked to the point where they were ready to pass out to find out that their youngest was actually a multi-trillionaire who was behind N.Co and made Konoha prosperous and turned it into a city, and made allies with Kumo of all people, who was also close to becoming a city of its own, or more like an extension, called Kumo Konoha City. a second phase of it. As for the industrial zone, Naruto displayed all that he has achieved, and his parents and siblings were just proud. As this was going on, the threat still loomed, the Akatsuki. They were trying to make their move within the new city to get to know, because the whole layout was just revamped and changed. And let's just say they were having a hard time because of the tech division. They were easily able to detect them from miles away, and even able to go head to head with them and take them down. And Kisame was taken down by no-named tech division shinobis easily, and they were just chunins. As Akatsuki felt huge amount of threat. And not only that, the other villages wanted to in on this as well. As Orochimaru, the ever so futuristic visionary, also wanted to know who was the mind behind all of this. He wanted a part of it as well. And he found out who it was thanks to Kabuto, when it was announced that Naruto was the one behind all this. As the news about a 14-year-old behind the strongest as well as the biggest dynasty called N.Co, a corporation in the whole elemental nation and world, sent ripple throughout everywhere, as the enemies of Konoha were invasive. As for Kumo, they were enjoying their reactions, and Suna, who were allies with Konoha, now a city, also wanted this. And as for the Daimyo land of fire, who was dwindling and Konoha as a city was taking over, was now quite shocked, because he thought Konoha couldn't survive, and this 14-year-old kid just defeated him by making it possible that it could. And now he had to swallow the hard pill. He couldn't compete with him. The kid was already in his own leagues. As that is when a Kage summit was demanded by the other villages. As the other three nations, once the Kage summit arrived, proposed their ideas. They wanted the same thing as them, or otherwise there would be war. Naruto said, go ahead, cause a war, as they all were shocked, because A knew that Naruto was more powerful than just a corporation, and they couldn't threaten. And once the war started, the whole world watched as the tech division that was created by Naruto and Konoha's alliance alone, from Genins to none other than Anbus, were able to easily take down most of the army as they all retreated. As after the defeat, Naruto called for another Kage summit, and this time they were easily able to tackle and defeat the whole Akatsuki while protecting their city. And not only that, Naruto had a proposal. I have been working for years on a grand scheme, but I want your alliances. After defeating and humiliating us, well, that could have been done before, but you proposed a war and threatened me. So I said, go ahead, try. As Oniki settled down with a grumble, as his delegation behind were just shocked and baffled. You mean you could have just... Yeah, if you asked it. I mean, who just goes ahead and requests for help while threatening the other? That is not how it goes, you know? It's business. As Naruto said these words, being a true tycoon as he was, as he discussed, I want to expand Konoha's territory as a city. Now I know that there needs to be sectors, and each sector can play a vital role because you have your own sources, but they are untapped. With N.Co you will be able to tap and reap benefits much greater than Konoha. I assure you of that. And if you are ready to join, you can. And if you don't want to, then leave. My, said a voice from the shadows. All alone. And you don't include us. Orochimaru. I did not think about that, because you don't have a village. Of course you think that, but I do. Hidden between the rice country, we have Otogakure, a rising village, and I would like to have a part of that sector as well. And what do you want truly? I want the wealth that you contain, Naruto. A part of it. Knowing that Kumo has benefited a lot, and so has Konoha from you and your corporation, I want a part of it as well. For what purposes? For experimentations, obviously, and to attain immortality. Have you tried the Shadow Clone Jutsu? I read that you can transfer your soul and mind to it, so why not wholly? As everyone just stood there silently, as Naruto just gave away the secret like it was nothing. Wait, what? that actually could work. Really. Thank you. As Naruto, now ever the businessman, proposed another idea to Orochimaru. How about this? If you become Konoha City's expansion, I am willing to invest and make sure, alongside everyone here, you also, well, reap the benefit of it. You know what? Count me in as well. I'm willing to take this as a gamble, as the rest of the Hokages taking the chance did this as well, as Minato was proud of his son. But he knew that it was a big responsibility and he was worried alongside his family. And they watched as Naruto craved his own path and shaped the whole elemental nation with his hands, and that is when they realized Naruto was the true child of prophecy. And he didn't even need chakra because he already had all the power he needed, his mind and his vision. And only in a few years, as Naruto reached at the age of 18, Naruto was the strongest tycoon in the whole elemental nations, and only one name stood out the most: N. Corporation, the biggest corporation in the whole elemental nations that changed and reshaped the whole villages and a city, Konoha. And the new Ozushigakure was also rebuilt, as his mother was the acting Kage there because she always wanted to be a leader of a village. And why not there, as the industrial as well as the other zones were also built. And Naruto was the center of it all. And as for Naruto's life partners, well, he did not know who to choose, but the council already put him under CRA, so he had to go the other route. And he ended up with Hinata, Ino, as well as Kurotatsuchi, and Samui and Karui, as well as Yushito. And these were now his wives. And Naruto now had to juggle between them, his family, as well as his work. Quite a hectic life, but he was happy with it. And so was the other elemental nation who respected him. And so, he was ready to tackle the next chapter of his life. The life of parenthood. As this was going to be the biggest task, but he was ready for it. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!